Here's the key for the contextual applications of the derivative study guide. For problem number 1, we're told the temperature of a room in degrees Fahrenheit is modeled by H, which is a differential function of the number of minutes after the thermostat is adjusted. So our original function is going to be H of t. All right. Of the following, which is the best interpretation of H prime of 5 is equal to 2? Well, because it's asking us about H prime, we want to look for some kind of rate of change, and we want to look specifically at the time of 5. All right, so t is equal to 5, and that rate of change should be equal to 2. So part A, or answer A, says the temp of the room is 2 degrees Fahrenheit 5 minutes after the thermostat is adjusted. So there's our 5 minutes after, but it's telling us about the temperature of the room, not how the temperature of the room is changing. So A is out. B says the temperature of the room increases by 2 degrees Fahrenheit. So there we go. There's our change. Okay, so that's a good thing during the first 5 minutes after the thermostat is adjusted. Now here's our issue. During the first 5 minutes, that's an interval of 5 minutes. That's not a specific time. So that's out. For choice C, the temperature of the room is increasing at a constant rate of 2/5. That's not working. We see the word rate, but 2/5 is not up there, so that's out. So obviously the answer is D, but let's talk about why. The temperature of the room is increasing at a rate of 2 degrees Fahrenheit per minute, so there's our rate with the appropriate units, and 5 minutes after the thermostat is adjusted. So we're getting that 5 minutes that we talked about in answer A, and we're getting that change that was in part B. Number 2, let f be the function defined by 4x cubed minus 5x plus 3, which of the following is an equation of the tangent line when x is equal to -1. Okay, so we know that when we're going to sub in, x sub 1 is equal to -1. We want to sub into our point slope form, which is y minus y1 equals m times the quantity x minus x1. In order to get our y1 value, we need to plug the x1 value into the original function. So if we look for f of -1, that's going to be -4 plus 5 plus 3. All right, and -4 plus 5 is 1, plus 3 is equal to 4. So the y1 value is going to be equal to 4. Now we need our slope. The slope is equal to the derivative of the original function when we evaluate that at the given x. So we need to find f prime, and then we need to plug -1 into that. All right, so f prime of x is a quick derivative here. We see 12x squared minus 5, and we want f prime of -1. So that's going to be 12 times -1 squared. -1 squared is 1, so 12 minus 5, so that's equal to 7. So our slope is equal to 7. Since we know our slope is equal to 7, that means that the answer has to be either A or B. C gives us a slope of -5, and D gives us a slope of -5, and those are both incorrect. Now, as far as which of these it should be, we go to our point slope form, and we plug in our numbers. So we have y minus 4 is equal to 7 times x minus -1. Obviously, x minus -1 is the same thing as x plus 1. All right, so we got x plus 1 there. And so we distribute the 7, so that's 7x plus 7. And then we need to add 4 to both sides. And we can see that y is equal to 7x plus 11. So our answer is B. For the third problem on the page, once again, it's another tangent line equation. But this time, once we get it, we have to approximate f of 1.2. Okay, for starters, let's do y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. We're told that the given x value is 1, so we're going to have x minus 1. When x equals 1 is plugged into the function, we get 4. So that means y1 is equal to 4. And then we need our slope. Well, again, we're going to take our given x value, the 1, and we're going to plug it into our derivative. And so we have 2 times 1 plus 1, which is obviously 3. So m is equal to 3. Okay. Now we're looking to approximate this function at 1.2. So that 1.2 is going to go in for x. So y minus 4 is equal to 3 times 1.2 minus 1. 1.2 minus 1 is 0.2. And when we multiply that by 3, we get 0.6. So y minus 4 is equal to 0.6. We add 4 to both sides, and y is equal to 4.6. So our answer is C.